as more time goes by, time disappears. Because when you're really fulfilled, when you're doing things that are really shifting you, have you ever discovered, what's a long time? A long time is anytime you're not enjoying yourself, right? A minute can feel like eternity if you're going through something horrible. But if you're having a great time, hours can go by, a day can go by so quick. So time is really emotion. And what we want to do here this week is see if we can't give you just some key principles each day, tools, and then take some action so we get that momentum going. So you really do set yourself up without any hyperbole, without any BS, without positive things, truly set yourself up to make 2021 your best year. Because to make it 21 your best year, you got to make you move to the next level. Who's with me on this? Say I. Say I. So in order to do that, we got to kind of identify it. So yesterday, we started with just understanding that we really got to take control of our own minds. That yes, some of what you experienced in the past world is kind of over. Something new is available. But you can't move on and build something new and create until you kind of let go of some of what you've been hanging on to, your expectations. And even if it's unjust, even if it's unfair, eventually we got to let go or we're the prisoner. And so we walked through those 5 stages, if you recall, that people go through, that shock, that anger, or that sense of fear or loss, that trying to negotiate, so to speak, to make things happen. Eventually, a lot of sadness, eventually some acceptance of what has been. But as we said, we want to create now. That's what this is all about. And creating a way to not just get back to where you were, but get to a place that's even better. As I've said always, the greatest story of humanity is always the comeback, isn't it? You want to root for that person. It's the Rocky stories, right? It's the people that get knocked down, because we all get knocked down. We all get taken to our knees. COVID has done that, or at least our reactions to COVID have done that. And so it's not where you go, it's what do you do when that happens? Because anybody can do well when life is going their way. Can you do well? Can you find a way to do well when it's going against you? So yesterday we talked just a little bit about problems or gifts. Doesn't always look like it. But if you recall, we chatted about there are times in your life when you've had some horrible things happen, but you look back 3, 4, 5 years later and you go, don't want to have to go through it again? Don't want anybody else I care to? But I see why it happened. It made me stronger. It made me care more. It made something shift in me. Or it gave me lessons that allowed me to succeed today. And then we talked just a little bit to give you a sense about what are the things that are really controlling us, those invisible forces that we're talking about, those emotions, that we have an emotional home, that literally we find a way to get back to it. If our home is not so nice, we get back to it. If our home is beautiful, we get back to it mentally and emotionally. And so today we want to show you what controls that emotional home. And it's this term called identity. Identity. And it's a similar theme. Yesterday, I saw many of you going back online. Thank you for doing it, sharing your old story, your new story, what you're going to do with 2021, because you need that clarity. Without a vision, people perish. It says in a very good book called The Good Book. And the bottom line is we need that vision. When we're stressed out, so many people have no vision for where we're going. If your vision is just get back to work, that's not much of a vision. You got to say, how do we make it even better? But to do that is going to require a different you than the one might be overwhelmed or stressed. And that's why we walked you a little bit through the warrior and the lover and the magician and the king or queen or the sovereign. How many of you got a lot out of yesterday and it's still with you today? You're going to build on it here. Say I. Awesome. So today, when we talk about identity, what are we really talking about? Please jot this down as a phrase. It's a long phrase, but jot it down because it's critical. Because when I started working with people, I started studying every tool I could find that could help people change quickly. And it wasn't because I was an intellectual. I wanted to change me. You know, I was in high school. I loved people, but I wasn't the most popular kid in school. In fact, the most popular kid in school treated me and my friends like dirt, like trash. It was mean as hell. I thought, how could I be popular? And it made me want to understand human psychology and what drives people and where they are. And plus I was fat and short. I was 5'1". And so I had to figure out what to do to turn myself around. So I wanted to learn every tool. And a lot of things I did gave me a change for a short term, but then I go back. Who's experienced this? Either like with your weight or your finance, you start to make money and it drops back, or in a relationship, right? And it's like, it would piss me off. I'd be mad at myself. But you know, I know many of you do this because it's human nature. Like we have high expectations for ourselves. Somebody like you comes to an event like this, you're pushing yourself to be more, to do more, to create more. And I used to beat myself up like, why aren't I doing this? But there's a problem with beating yourself up. Does anybody know what it is? When you beat yourself up, one of the critical elements to taking action, for solving things, for having a great psychology is energy. And when you beat yourself up, and you say, I should have done this, or why didn't I do this, or what's wrong with me? Does your energy increase or decrease, guys? Show me, which one? You know damn well it decreases. So what it actually does, it becomes a trap. The more you beat yourself up, the worse you get. And then you beat yourself up more, and now you're in this vicious cycle.